When by Daniel Pink. Powerful core message about your internal clock and how it can affect your actions. I read a fascinating book by Dan Pink entitled When. Did you know there's a time frame when making decisions or carrying out certain actions can be disastrous? The author has coined the time of day as the Bermuda Triangle. Some noted occurrences during a specific 2-hour window include students' test scores are lower than any other time. Doctors give fatal doses of anesthesia to patients before an operation. A CEO of a publicly traded company will say something really stupid in a quarterly earnings meeting or call, causing their stock prices to significantly drop. Surveys have shown that the time frame is between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m., and more exactly, 2:55 p.m. Between these 2 hours, intelligence, good judgment, and productivity just seem to disappear. In order to prevent these crises from happening, you must understand your biological clock that scientists refer to as your circadian rhythm. So what is your circadian rhythm? Your body adheres to a daily rhythm that is controlled by the internal clock in your brain. This internal clock releases hormones including cortisol and melatonin, which will help you wake up in the morning and go to sleep at night. This biological clock increases and decreases your attention and mental ability during the course of the day. When you arise in the morning, your attention and mental ability go through a peak trove and rebounds over the course of 16 hours. This happens approximately 7 to 8 hours after waking up, which is normally between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. The best thing you can do is take a 10 to 20 minute nap. The nap will soothe all of the scuffs and scratches that have formed during the day. Anything less than 10 minutes will not do anything, but 10 minutes is scientifically proven to increase your alertness for another 3 hours. In his book, Dan Pink points out that Italian police officers take naps before their afternoon and evening shifts, which have led to 48% fewer traffic accidents than not taking a nap. Reports have revealed that NASA air traffic controllers and computer programmers take naps to increase their performance. Dan Pink suggests what is taking known as a nappuccino. This requires drinking a cup of coffee or caffeinated tea, then putting your sleep mask on, plugging in your earplugs, and lying down for 10 to 20 minutes. The caffeine will not enter your bloodstream for another 20 to 25 minutes, which will allow your mental abilities to kick in. You will be alert and ready to take on the rest of the day. If your place of business does not allow for naps, stay away from performing important tasks. Instead, perform some everyday things such as cleaning your home or updating your website. If you have tasks that must be done, make a list of steps that must be followed in order to prevent making any serious mistakes. In a perfect scenario, the most important task should be saved for the time before or after the trove hits, when your attention peaks and rebounds. Science has shown that the work you do during the peak is very different from the work you do during the rebound. All complex tasks will fall into these two categories of work, logical and insight. Logical work is normally completed using the left side of your brain. Logical work would include programming, taking a math test, solving coherent problems, or reading legal briefs. An example from Pink's book is best solved in a logical work mode. It's known as the Linda problem. Linda's 31 years of age. She's single, extremely bright, and very outspoken. In college, she majored in philosophy, and as a student, she was involved with issues of discrimination and social justice. She also participated in anti-nuclear demonstrations. Before going further, let me ask a question about Linda. What is she more likely to follow? Linda's a bank teller, or Linda is a bank teller and active in the feminist movement. Researchers have discovered that people will probably answer the question correctly in the morning versus the evening. Seems that they choose the correct answer at 9 a.m. but chose the wrong answer at 8 p.m. The answer to this question is bank tellers who are active in the feminist movement are a part of a larger set, or referred to as a subset. A subset can never be more than a full set. Remembering this is what makes the Linda problem a logical problem. That said, if logical work and problems should be completed before the afternoon trove, then insight work should be completed after the afternoon trove, when your attention rebounds. Insight work depends greatly on the right side of the brain. Insight work includes brainstorming, solving insight problems, creative writing, and designing. Here's another problem that's solved using the insight work mode. A merchant at an antique coin shop is given a coin with an emperor's head on one side and the date 544 BC on the other side. He immediately called the police. You might wonder why. Well, you would have to consider that the merchant believed the coin was fake. The engraved BC, which stands for before Christ, would not make sense because Christ was not born in or before 54 BC. Insight problems like this coin require pausing and using your imagination to find the right answer. Researchers know that people who are given insight problems during the late afternoon or evening during the rebound period are more likely to solve the problem. So how can you use this information and maximize your natural biological rhythms? As a writer or creator of content, you would perform your research in the morning. In your creative writing mode, you would pursue it in the evening. If you're an office manager, you would schedule your meetings in the late afternoon. On the other hand, if you're a student or educator, you'd set up your math and science classes before noon and your art classes in the late afternoon. Listening to this, you might argue that you're more creative in the morning hours and more energized in the evening, which is the complete opposite. That means you're a part of approximately 25% of people who have a late chronotype. Chronotypes better perform on creative insight work during the first half of the day and logical work in the latter half of the day. That makes you a late chronotype. Okay, so you have some free days and do not have any obligations or spend the evening painting the town. You are slow getting up and have an average amount of energy mid-morning, but you'll experience a surge in energy in the evenings. So how would you bring this together? First off, we have to find your TRO, which is that 2-hour block of time, which is approximately 7 hours after you wake up, when your attention, mood, and energy dissipates. When you stumble upon your TRO, stop whatever you're doing and take a nap. If you can't take a nap, stay away from important work and rely on a checklist to get your work done. Try and save your important work for before or after the TRO. Important logical work, including research, planning, and editing, should be done during the first half of the day, during your peak, and perform insight work such as brainstorming and designing in the latter half of the day during your rebound. If you're one of the 25% of people who have late chronotype, do the complete opposite. Perform creative work in the morning and logical, unstructured work in the late afternoon or evening. The idea is to match your chronotype, which is the time of day and the job at hand. As you perform work that's just as important, it's what you do and how you do it. That seems to be the essence I got from Dan Pink's book. This book has several fascinating insights regarding the importance of timing, and I would highly recommend it. It's a great read.